Welcome back to Operation Outreach. We just learned about the life-changing work of the Camaraderie Foundation. I'm now joined by Ely Cartagena, better known as Isme, a disabled veteran who has received services from the Camaraderie Foundation. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate you.
What can you tell me about the Camaraderie Foundation and how it's helped you?
When I needed assistance, so it's early February, I had gotten into some trouble via my anger. And I had reached out to my pastor that I was going to at the time, Pastor Ryan of City Beautiful. And he advised me of some counseling that I could get, because I already had got a lot of counseling via the VA, but I wasn't getting any counseling that had a spiritual understanding or cornerstone of understanding with that type of counseling. So he told me to reach out to Florida's Counseling Foundation, and when I reached out to them, they advised me of the Camaraderie Foundation, that they could pay up to 12 different sessions for me. And reached out to Ruben, and Ruben got me going.
And how long did you serve in the military, and what branch?
I did a little under 10 years. I was Army Reserves, and National Guard. So my first deployment in 0304 was via the National Guard, and then my second deployment in 2009 and 2010 was via the Reserve.
Okay, and you had mentioned that you had gotten some care from the VA.
Yes. So my second deployment, once I arrived, I immediately started seeking counseling. I had a hard time. I still have a hard time dealing with discerning how deep the threat is, in a sense. You know, someone could say something in a certain area that could be an extreme threat, and you have to address it accordingly. And then someone could just be talking of a threat, and I shouldn't be addressing that threat the way I would anywhere else. So that's something that I've always had an issue with coming out of the military, and I saw it since 2011. I saw assistance for that struggle.
And has the Camaraderie Foundation helped you with that?
Oh, I just in the back gave Ruben a thank you. Him and his program has assisted me to obtain a lot about myself within the last couple of months. Just who my identity is, who I am, what my purpose is on this planet, not only as a human, but as a father, as a husband, and as a neighbor. And them giving me the opportunity to sit down with my counselor, Daniel Miller, allowed me the opportunity to really just understand who I am and really contact with the hurt child that has grown into the man that you see today. Where the VA, they helped, but it wasn't, they didn't hit me where I needed to be hit. And the Camaraderie really felicitated that avenue of approach for me.
So it helped you with your challenges? Outstanding,
yes. I'm as of today, right now, as I sit in front of you, I'm moving forward in my spoken word, my Christian spoken word artistry as an artist. And I am also full-fledged now moving with my custom artwork, all being directed to bring light and shine to Jesus Christ.
Have you informed any other veterans that you know about the resources and services that Camaraderie Foundation provides?
Absolutely. Anytime I come across someone that's frustrated with the VA and the system and the paperwork and all the red tape that they got to go through, I'm quick, like, hey, give this person a call. Within 24 to 48 hours, they're going to reach back out to you. They ask you some questions. You give them the information. Within a week, you'll probably get the thumbs up. So even my wife, not only did I get counseling, personal counseling, but I also got marital counseling through the Camaraderie Foundation that helped me and my wife and assisted my wife as well. She's also a veteran.
Yeah. Oh, she is?
Yes.
Thank you for her service. And with that being said, the challenges that we have with mental health can actually break up families. You know it and I know it. So I'm glad that both of you got counseling. What was most beneficial about the joint counseling that you and your wife received?
The real big thing for us and the counseling was really me. I've been walking with the Lord for 20 years, informed, and after this event, I kind of really just let go of all I am and gave Jesus the steering wheel. And I went from informed to transformed. And my wife, walking with me for so many years, hearing me speak about Jesus and how I wasn't really walking according to that understanding, This year was really the year that I've put forth that effort. And the counseling allowed her to express her concerns in a safe place. Well, you know, husband, you're saying this, that, and the other, but you haven't really been walking that. And that environment that the Camaraderie Foundation allowed me and my wife to have, that room allowed us to speak in a safe place, allowed her to share her concerns and to share where she doesn't have true trust. And in those counseling sessions, we were able to have that conversation. That now I'm able to fully understand my wife's concerns. I'm able to sacrifice to meet those concerns based on the counseling I received.
And she was in a safe environment. Do you have children?
I do. I have an 11-year-old daughter who stays at home, and then I have a 23-year-old son who's already left and building his family.
Okay. And how has the Camaraderie Foundation helped your daughter?
She just sees her father go from a very ugly place, and continuously, even as we speak now, she sees her father growing and learning and receiving assistance by also requesting it. And, you know, the request assistance and the assistance that is given without request and solicitation. So what she's seeing in her father, she's seeing a man that has fell, a man that has hurt his family, and a man that's relying on his faith to stand. And the camaraderie plays a role in that, because that's an outreach program. That's an outside the box assistance. You know, we do everything we can at home, but when we can't do it all, we do need to step outside the box. We do need to ask for help. And she sees what that looks like. And now when she goes into the world and she looks at other men, she'll have a foundation of what she believes a good father is and a good man and a good husband is.
Yeah, that's very important to have that particular foundation. Was it really hard for you to accept that you needed help?
I can't say it was hard, because I was a chaplain assistant.
Okay.
So a lot of the stuff I did was getting counsels for people. I even with the VA, though, they've helped me a lot in a secular understanding of things, and you know, the science of the mind, and you know, statistics of understanding the thought processes. But swinging into the spiritual things, I lost my thought. I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh no, that's all right. Now, with the Camaraderie Foundation, with all the assistance they've given you, and how it's impacted your life and your family's life, would you recommend them to other people?
Yes. I recommend counseling for everyone, healthy or non-healthy in itself. To sit down and to be able to sit across from someone that can help you understand your thoughts, I think is vital. It was vital for me when I was in the VA seeking counsel, and it was even more vital when I saw spiritual counsel.
Okay. With that being said, with the spiritual counsel that you got, and as a combination of what you got from the VA, do you feel more complete now than you were before?
I do. I have to say that Jesus knows what he's doing. That the thoughts of the Camaraderie Foundation, to whomever thought of that, I thank God for that thought. I thank God for the obedience to that thought. I do believe that it was inspired. It's an inspired thought, because anything that we do for another has to be inspired. I don't think that's something that we do naturally. We're selfish individuals. Everything we do is really for ourselves. So for anyone that thinks for someone else, you know, God be the glory to that individual. And the camaraderie, the Lord knew that program was going to assist me, because the Lord already knew what was going to happen with me and where I needed to be. So we always could say, I wish this, that, and that would have changed in our history. However, knowing our history today, I thank God for the camaraderie. I thank God for all the different events that took place to get me where I'm at in this chair talking to you at this very moment.
Well, Ismi, I want to thank you so much for letting me interview you today, and you sharing your thoughts and what the Camaraderie Foundation has done for you and your family. I really appreciate it.
It was my pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Eli's story is an excellent example of how the counseling and support offered by the Camaraderie Foundation is helping military service members and their families find healing from the invisible wounds of war. Veterans Day 2023 was marked as a special ceremony here in Orange County. When Operation Outreach returns, we'll show you some of those highlights.